So I spent about the last 3 months without listening to any music, and I wasn't actually planning on listening to music at all. I was honestly thinking people should stop listening to music, but I've had like some change of thought. Like because I've seen like people posting their Spotify raps on their stories, their Apple Music replays on their stories, and I'm thinking to myself, I really wonder what my stats look like because I've only listened to music for what 7 8 months of this year, from like January to August or whatever. And so I decided, you know what, let me go check my Apple Music replay. And so I go on Apple Music, I get like the membership again because I need a membership to check my stats, which it's real dumb, but whatever. I got the membership again, and I go check my stats, and I'm like, bro, did I really spend this much time listening to these artists? Like, it's actually crazy. And I knew like what artist was gonna be, because like the same artist I listen to like 24/7. And I'll put like a picture or whatever on the screen so y'all can see if you want. And I'm like, you know I kind of miss these songs. I kind of miss listening to these songs again. So why don't I play it? Why don't I play some like songs that I used to like put on repeat back in the day? Well, back in the day, like 3 months ago, So I put these songs on and I'm listening to it and I start crying. I start crying because I'm listening to this music as if it's the first time I've ever heard music before. You can clearly hear every single word they're saying. You can hear all the ad libs in the background. You can hear the piano notes you've never heard before, the melodies you've never heard before. You're paying attention to everything like it's a masterpiece, a piece of art. And music is art, it's a form of art, so I understand that. But it made me realize that you listen to too much music, honestly. If you're listening to music every single day for like an hour a day, that's too much. You shouldn't be spending that much time listening to music. Honestly, I think you should cut it out completely. But it's not possible in the modern world. I cut it out completely because it's like prohibited in Islam, and I'm really trying my best to be a proper Muslim. So like I cut it out completely. But I understand like people don't want to cut it out immediately because it took me 23 years to get rid of it, bro. I've been listening to music since I've been a baby. Literally, I remember I had this surgery done, and we are on the way back home, and my mom plays some like Bollywood music, and I'm dancing. I'm dancing even though I just had this surgery done, like because like music, it's been a part of me since I was a child. So it's like trying to let go of it, trying to let go of something that's been part of me since like I've been a little kid. It's like it's really difficult, and if it's difficult for me, I know it's difficult for you too. So instead of removing it altogether, forget about that. Like, don't even think about that right now because you're probably going to fail if you try. I know I've failed like multiple times trying to give up music. You can limit the time you spend listening to music, and the time that you're not spending with music, you could probably replace it with listening to some podcast or something that like you can actually learn something, or you could replace it with watching these videos in the background. So like you can listen to me speak about not listening to music while you're working out, and it's gonna suck honestly because we get so addicted to music and pre-workout just to go to the gym. Like we can't function or go to the gym when we don't have music. Like we forget our earbuds and we feel like, man, I'm gonna have this terrible workout. Or like we don't take pre-workout and we feel like, man, my energy is gonna be so low working out. But it's like you don't need these things. You don't need music, honestly. There's this thing like people call like study music, and it's so counterintuitive because you need your mind to focus. You can have something playing in the background, whatever, like nature sounds, rain sounds, birds chirping, that's fine. But music specifically to study, like how are you going to study when there's music playing in the background? In my experience, I don't think it really makes much of a difference. So I've forgotten about it completely. I just listen to like rain sounds when I'm working. But here's the most important part about it: when you're listening to music constantly, you're not giving your brain time to think. This is like one thing I noticed when I stopped listening to music, is that I had like all my demons, all these like problems in my head just like came up to the surface, and I had to confront it because it's like I don't have music to drown it out anymore. I don't have video games to drown it out anymore. It's like when you're listening to music to make yourself feel better, you're suppressing down all these emotions in your head, all these like thoughts of like these insecure thoughts that you have, these anxious thoughts that you have. You suppress it down with music. It was like I'll be feeling down or like anxious, and I'll play some like, I don't know, Lil Baby or something, flexing about Lamborghinis, flexing about his $200,000 chain, and him talking about this, him flexing, like makes me feel better, makes me feel better by myself, and like it boosts my mood up, honest, like temporarily. But then when you turn it off, when you turn all the music off, and you're laying in your bed where you don't have any more music, those demons come back. All these demons that you've been suppressing down by like listening to music, they all come back because now your mind isn't occupied anymore. Your mind goes to the very first thing that it's being bothered by when it has like free real estate inside of his head. So when you have nothing going on, when you're like there not doing anything, that's when the demons come to attack you, because it's like, what are you going to distract yourself with? Now you don't have music. So it's like, it's really important for you. If you have a problem in your life, or like it's something you're running away from and you're using music to suppress it, you're just holding off pain without realizing it. And it's like, this pain doesn't go away until you actually face it and destroy it like head on. So you need to spend some time, take less time listening to music, because you probably listen to too much. So take less time listening to music, actually face these problems that you're pushing away, so that you can actually live a healthier life. And here's the problem with music. Like, I know music is therapeutic, it makes you feel better, but then what ends up happening is that you worship these artists as if they're gods. Oh, I don't know, what are you talking about, bro? Honestly, you are. Because why are you so proud of being a top 1% Drake listener? People take so much pride, and it makes sense because we have this like group feeling where it's like, oh, he makes me feel good, he got me through hard times, so I'm gonna support him 100%. And it's like, you put them on the spotlight, and it's like, everything they do is gospel. If they say, oh, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be at this concert tonight, like everybody show up, you're gonna go there immediately because you're like, oh, I need to see this person, he's like my idol and everything. Like, you're worshiping the wrong people. We worshiping these idols by becoming their top 1% listeners, going to their concerts, going to your favorite artist concerts live, just to see like this sweaty man jumping up and down on stage, and you thinking you're him because you're singing the lyrics, you're recording him jumping up and down. Like, it's you're not him, bro. So when you're going to these concerts, you're going to see like your favorite performer, like these performers are up here, you're like, at them, you're recording them, you're like, I get those goosebumps every time. Yeah, you're just recording it, you thinking you're having a good time. All you're really doing is just worshiping these people. Why don't you worship yourself? Take that energy that you were giving away for free and use that energy and focus it on yourself. Focus it on the life you want to create for yourself, rather than giving it away to somebody else. Because your energy, your time is important. You might think that, bro, it's just like an hour-long concert. No, it's not. Because you got to go there to the venue where it's like, what, 30 minutes, and then you got to wait in line for an hour because the artist is probably like half an hour late. Then they have like openers that last another hour, like the actual set is like 2 hours long. Then you got to get back home, it's like all this traffic because everybody's trying to leave. Next thing you know, this 1 hour concert took 7 hours of your time. Is that really worth it? You could have done so much more in that 7 hours, but instead you want to go see Travis Scott, you want to go see Gunna, you want to go see Metro Boomin performing music that you can go see for free online on YouTube. For my Muslim audience, I know I have like this small percentage of this like Muslim audience watching this. You need to realize that the Quran and music cannot exist in the same heart. If you're struggling to be a proper Muslim and you're listening to music constantly, that's probably like why you can't actually stick to your deen, stick to your salah, stick to your prayers. Because shaitan, he's gonna try to like tempt you, he's gonna try to keep you away from your deen. And if you can't do that with women, if you can't do that with like other haram stuff like drugs, if you can't do that with like whatever, bro, like these like major sins in Islam, he's going to find smaller ways to tempt you. So like, you'll start listening to more music, you start listening to more degenerate music, people talking about doing drugs, people talking about stealing, killing people and stuff. And it's like, it's gonna make you want to like, you're not gonna necessarily fall into that lifestyle, but it's going to be constantly in your head, and it's going to be playing in the background in your head. So it's like, how are you going to be on your deen? How are you going to do that if you have like these thoughts of like killing people in your head? Like, other people rapping about killing people in your head, other people rapping about like sleeping with a bunch of girls. Like, how are you gonna do that? So swap it out, honestly. Swap it out with like nasheeds, swap it out with the Quran. It's gonna suck, honestly. Like, it's not fun. It's like going like for listening to music for all this your whole life, and then listening to the Quran instead. Like, imagine working out and listening to the Quran. It sounds so weird at first, but honestly, just do it. Like, what do you have to lose? Like, you want to be a better Muslim, right? So why don't you try it? Try it out. Go work out listening to the Quran. Go work out listening to nasheeds, because at least then you'll get like shaitan's whispers out of your ear, and you can actually be on track on focusing on your deen, making your like deen your priority. So stop listening to music. You're listening to too much music.